Hey, Spencer Denton here in the First Alert digital desk, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up on some things going on as far as the weather impacts for tomorrow morning. So as you're getting logged on, if you're joining us on Facebook, just ask any questions. Feel free to give me a shout as well. And we're going to talk about wind impacts, a little bit more rain. Some of it could be heavy at times, and then some warmer conditions just in time for the weekend. But really over the past 24 hours, a lot of forecast data has really honed in on the fact that we're going to have some intense wind gusts in the morning, especially between 6 a.m. and noon. And I wanted to show you what's going on. This is the clouds and radar in motion. Big system spinning across Arkansas right now. That area of low pressure is going to move right across the Mid-South. And as it does, it's going to bring a lot of wind energy with it. So that's something that we're tracking tonight. And you can see that the movement on the rain tonight is a little bit different motion because of that low pressure system. Instead of moving from, say, west to east, some of this has been moving from southeast to northwest. So it's actually moving northwest of Jonesboro now, a lot of that rain. But we've got some drizzle here in Shelby County and some patches of light rain across parts of West Tennessee right now. We'll have more rain building in as we go through the evening and overnight hours. Let's talk about the impact forecast. So strong wind in the morning, sustained at 25 to 35. So those are just the actual winds without the gusts. You put the gusts in there, could see 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts anywhere between 4 a.m. and 11 a.m. or noon. Now it's going to be earlier in eastern Arkansas and probably a little bit later as we go into West Tennessee and northeast Mississippi. So it's going to move across the area as we go through the morning hours. And what are we talking about here? Well, pockets of heavy rain, high impact for that, high impact for the strong wind gusts of 40 miles per hour or more. Now, I had a few pictures sent to me earlier today from Lafayette County, parts of North Mississippi, Panola County as well, where we had some trees already go down just because of some 30 or 40 mile per hour gusts. There could have been some higher gusts in there, but either way, it's not going to take much with the saturated ground that is already in place. And keep in mind, we've seen 1 to 2 inches of rain here in Shelby County, but much higher in portions of North Mississippi from Oxford to Helena, back to Clarksdale. We're talking upwards of 5 to 7 inches of rain has fallen. So the ground is just soggy, and so those trees, the roots from the trees, will easily come out of the ground with these gusts, even at just 40 miles per hour. So here's a look at the futurecast wind gusts. This is showing you what we're expecting as we go through 7 a.m. 30, 35 here in Memphis by 7 a.m., maybe up to 40, certainly around 40 to 45, Tunica, Helena, and Blytheville. Now, again, the areas down there from Tunica to Clarksdale to Helena, back to Marks, you folks really don't need any type of wind gust because those trees, again, will easily come down some of those areas, and that could cause power outages with power lines as well. So let's talk about 9 to 9:30 in the morning, 40 to 45 mile per hour winds, really from Dyersburg to Brownsville, Memphis, down to Tunica, down to Marks, and over toward Wynn as high as 46. There could be some areas that see 50 mile per hour gusts out of this system. And then that continues through noon in places like Brownsville, Bolivar, Corinth, and Oxford, Holly Springs as well. So again, this could last, these type winds could last for a few hours. And it's not like you're just having one, say, shower or thunderstorm bringing the wind gusts. This is all with some rain that will be moving out, and it's not going to be with a severe thunderstorm. So that means it's going to happen for a period of time, and that's going to weaken the root system of some of these trees that are already sitting in some really soggy ground. So that's why we think we could have some power outages in the morning. Now, hopefully, maybe it'll stay a little bit below this, but I'm not feeling too optimistic just because there's such consistent data. A lot of the data is pointing to this very thing with 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts. That's why there is a moderate chance that we have some power outages, especially here in Shelby County as well. So you want to be prepared for that in the morning. as you head out the door to work and school, you may want to allow a little extra time just in case. Again, it's just going to be windy. It's not severe weather per se, but just very windy. And we're going to keep you posted on the Action News 5 First Alert weather app on this as we go through the morning. And of course, Patrick Ellis is going to be tracking this on Action News 5 from 4 to 7 a.m. And of course, you can follow my updates on Facebook and on X and on Instagram. I actually posted some of those tree damage pictures from earlier today across North Mississippi that we've already seen. Now, this is all due to a windy system that's moving right across the Mid-South. Big area of low pressure. It's already producing the rain and some wind across portions of Arkansas. In fact, back to the west of us, a pretty big swath of rain across western Arkansas right now. That's what's heading for us as we go into the overnight hours. Now, as we go through the overnight hours, there still could be a potential for flooding. I'm not as concerned about it at this point. It goes until 7 a.m. for North Mississippi, the flood watch. Not as concerned about that as I am just these heavy downpours that are going to swing through quickly and may have some gusty wind with them. So by midnight, we could see some of those pulling through parts of West Tennessee and northeast Arkansas. Then by 6 a.m., they're moving across the Mississippi River. So again, heavy downpours, gusty wind moving through. And on the backside of this precip is where we're going to see possibly these 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts through noon tomorrow. And then the sun will break out in the afternoon. So we'll get a little sunshine in here as we go into later tomorrow afternoon with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. And just want to give you a sneak peek at the weekend. If you haven't already seen it, temperatures in the upper 70s, believe it or not. We're talking temperatures close to 80 with a mostly sunny sky both days. So it's going to be fantastic out there as we go through this weekend. But we got to get through the next 24 hours. And again, we do have a wind advisory in effect. I did not show that. We do have that wind advisory, though, that goes for the entire Mid-South. In fact, let me see if I can pull this up here real quick, and I'll show you. It covers really even areas outside of the Mid-South. Let's see, here we go, right here. And it's taking a second to load. There it is. So across West Tennessee, North Mississippi, eastern Arkansas, wind advisory in effect, 3 a.m. This morning as we go into Thursday morning through 5 p.m. It's still going to be windy in the afternoon, just not as windy as it will be in the morning. But in the morning is when we'll see that potential for gusts up to 40 or 50 miles per hour. So a very, very gusty morning. It's still below severe limits. Keep in mind, severe limits are around 59 miles per hour. You're talking 60 mile per hour winds. I don't think we'll get quite that high, but we can't rule it out. Certainly with these type systems, this is could develop into what we call a wake low. It's a low pressure system on the back edge of a big area of rain. We could see that occur, and I've seen 50 to 60 mile per hour winds out of those type systems. So that's something we'll have to watch as we go into the morning hours. But again, this is going to occur between 6 a.m. and noon tomorrow, so be prepared. Didn't want you guys to be shocked or surprised when you woke up and the winds were howling even more than you thought, because there technically may not be severe thunderstorm warnings out there, but the winds may sound pretty loud as we go through that few hour period. So just keep that in mind. Just want to give you guys a quick heads up. It is about 8:55 on a Wednesday night, and once we get past this system, we should be good to go as we go through the rest of the week and into the weekend, and it's going to feel almost summer-like out there again heading into early next week. So coming up at 10 o'clock tonight on Action News 5, I'm in for Ron Childers all week, and I'll be talking about this strong wind that we're expecting tomorrow morning, and then also that warmer forecast as we go into the weekend and early next week. So join me on Action News 5 at 10 o'clock for that, and of course Patrick Ellis will have the latest on the wind. He'll be tracking it as it moves through the Mid-South tomorrow morning from 4 to 7 a.m. and during the Today Show. So be sure and follow his updates as well in the morning. And I think Maggie will be in as well. She'll be tracking it along with Patrick. So be sure and tune in for that. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask. I'll go back, and I did that yesterday. I'll go back and check and answer any questions you have. Otherwise, that's about it for tonight. I hope you guys have a great night. Of course, we'll be watching the weather. We'll keep you advised if any watches or warnings, advisories are issued.